once again, Knight fans, to Holding Court with Coach Todd Dagenais. And along with Coach Dagenais, I'm Jeff Sharon. UCF coming off of the opening conference weekend, or at least their home opener this past Saturday against Rice, playing the two Texas teams, or the two teams located in Houston, one on the road, one at home for the conference home opener. And Coach, you started off on Friday night on the road, always a tough match at Houston. You guys come up a little bit short in 4, but again, fought hard in that match against a team that got off to a bad start in Houston to the season, but is really starting to show some signs.
Well, and you know, we said this before last week, that they were way better than what the record indicated, because you've got the senior leadership, you've got Sharuk, you've got the Latvian outside hitter, and so they're returning some pretty darn good all-conference, first-team all-conference players, and it just took them a little while to get the setter organized, and once she got organized, they were pretty good. You know, they hit for some huge numbers against us. I was really thoroughly disappointed in our block, at least early, and our defense was non-existent, and I was pretty disappointed, at least early on. We ran with them almost, I think it was 12-12. Both teams sided out 6 times in a row each. Wow. And we ran together for 12-12, and then we just had a quick spurt of errors of 3 points, and then that was all they needed to close out that first set. Second set, we didn't provide any resistance at all. It seemed like we were flat. Something happened. I was really not happy with how we performed in the second set. We talked about the adjustments and things like that in between sets 2 and 3. And I thought all of a sudden we came out with energy, but you know, like we talked about, we've got to stop coming out with energy when our back's against the wall down 2-0. That's easy. Everybody can do that. We have to come out from the very first whistle. I think fortunately for us, we came out that third set, and I thought we handled it pretty well. You know, then the fourth set we got rolling, and then we suffered an injury with Evia getting caught on. They have a real weird pole system. They have a base that's almost like a basketball base instead of a pole. So it's really wide, and if you're not used to it, you're going to bump into it. And sure enough, Evie stepped on and sprained her ankle, so we lost her for the match. And I think it really kind of took the wind out of our sails, and I'm disappointed by that, because I feel like we should be able to just step up and roll with it. So, you know, we didn't play great. We had opportunities. We didn't take advantage of them, but Houston was pretty good. And you know, offensively, they really stuck it to us, and we took that to heart coming back home.
And you do come back home against the other team from Houston. Rice came to town for the home conference opener. We know how good they were coming in. You guys fought hard. Rice got off to a great start, 25-11 in the first, but then I thought in the last 3 sets, you guys really stepped it up and didn't seem intimidated at all, and the margin of error was so close. UCF comes up short in 4, but a lot of good things coming out of that match against the Owls.
Sure. You know, I was looking at our team, and I was looking at how they play, and I thought this could really be a bad matchup for us. Their strengths match up on our weaknesses, which that's a double negative when you're trying to do a matchup plan. And I was just hoping that maybe they would not go with their strengths, and they did. They went with their strengths, and they went with them against our weaknesses, and that's what led to Game 1. I don't know that we had a team hit that well against us all year long, and you talk about frustrating. It just felt like there was nothing that we could do right in that first set. But so we made some blocking adjustments, we made some matchup adjustments as we went on, and it actually started to work out pretty well for us.
Now, when you look at some of the highlights from that match, I thought Kristen Fisher had a very quiet 16 kills, but really the star was Angelica Crump, who came up with 13 kills and 8 blocks. And I remember at one juncture when she threw one down, you turned to the bench and said, you know, we've been waiting all year for that. Tell me about how she really stepped up and grew up in that match on Sunday.
Sure. Well, Angelica's worst enemy has been Angelica the whole time. And we just try to get her to clear her head and just play, you know. And she's so far from a finished product, and she knows it, and sometimes that gets wrapped up in her head. And I told her, Angelica, it's as simple as run, jump, and throw. That's what volleyball is, and that's all I want her to do. And I thought she played as free and as relaxed and as composed as we've seen all year long, probably since the spring. Yep. And we always knew it was there. We just had to kind of clear her head of the clutter and just have her go out and play free. And so I think Angelica's back, which is good, because we really need to have a tandem outside hitting core, because Fish has been carrying way too much of the load. So Jelly steps up, we can be competitive with anybody, as was evidenced in this match. And it was a very important 13 kills now. I think we get her to be a little bit lower air, and we've got exactly what we need out of that freshman hitter.
Do you think the team got stronger as the match went on?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it. I thought that we settled in defensively. We figured out what they were trying to do to us. We made some great blocking reads. I thought we blocked terrifically.
Yeah.
Defense was still suspect, I think, but the blocking was really good. And our transition game wasn't bad. Our dig-to-kill game wasn't bad. So, we took advantage of the things that they gave us, and we manufactured points when we needed to. And as the match went on, I thought we were in it. And, even when we were down 2-0, we came back and we won that third game. I thought, we've got a shot at winning this match. We just have to get it into 5.
Now, as we take a look at the conference picture in terms of the big picture, Rice, like we mentioned, they're a very good team. They're 4-1. They are actually in second place, tied for first, are Tulsa and SMU, and those two are hooking up Wednesday night at Moody Coliseum. They're both 4-0 in the conference. Tulsa's 13-2, SMU 12-3, Rice right behind them. We are going to see a very tough match in Conference USA, and it's only going to get tougher as the season goes, I know, but that's going to be a big one to circle on the calendar for tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think so, because we'll probably get a better idea of who our representative is going to be in the NCAA tournament. I feel like, my gut feeling is that Tulsa is the better of the two teams, but SMU has them at home, and I think that erases any advantage that Tulsa may have. And it'll be an interesting match. I still probably lean a little bit more towards Tulsa, but SMU at home that's a tough team to play. And, it's going to be an interesting battle for sure.
UCF right now at 7-9 overall, 0-4 in the conference, but you guys have some more home cooking coming. Like we said, it was a rough start to the conference schedule just based on the fact that you're out on the road for the first 3, but now it's a doubleheader. Well, not really a doubleheader, it's back-to-back days against East Carolina, of course, Saturday night, and then Sunday. Instant replay sort of Marshall, only you're at home this time. Tell me about the mindset that you have and the coaching staff going into that back-to-back against the same opponent 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, same thing as what we did against Marshall. It's nice. We only have to prepare for one team this week. And we've been hard at work, probably going to comb through about between 5 and 7 of ECU's matches and start formulating what our game plan is going to be, trying to figure out what they're going to do to us. And this is a big weekend for us. This is a pivotal turning point in our season. Both teams have struggled, and I feel like we have to take advantage at some point here of trying to become a good team. And it's nice to have these 2 matches at home, and we're going to go out there and we're going to give it our best shake. But it's really important that we come out of this weekend successfully, feeling better about ourselves. But it's going to be no easy task because ECU is coming into the weekend with the same feeling that we are. These are 2 that we can win and 2 that we have to win.
Let's take a step back at the national picture in the top 25. Stanford's still number 1. They've got a very tough stretch coming up. They've got 3 ranked teams coming up in their next few matches. Florida beat number 15 LSU, handed them their first loss of the season. They're at number 2. Nebraska beat Texas. They've now won 13 matches in a row. Penn State and Hawaii wrapping up the top 5 in the national coaches poll. I want to ask you a little something about the conference shift. Everyone talked about this summer how much it would benefit football, but tell me about volleyball, because the big move is the Nebraska move from the Big 12 to the Big 10. They're the number 3 ranked team in the country, and now the Big 10 has more ammunition in volleyball. Who did the move help, and who did the move hurt?
The move helps the Big 10, for sure. I think the Big 12 is the loser in the move. They lose Colorado, which is not as much of a loss to the conference as Nebraska is. But Nebraska going to the Big 10 gives the Big 10 all that much more credibility. It's not that they lacked credibility before, but that adds another team to the credibility factor. So I don't know. I don't think it's good for volleyball, honestly, because I think that having Nebraska and Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Kansas State, Kansas, and all those guys in one conference is good, because at least we're spreading it out amongst 4 or 5 different conferences. But Colorado shifts off and goes to the Pac-10, Nebraska goes to the Big 10. I think it really hurts the Big 12, and I think volleyball needs a solid Big 12 in the heartland. So I don't know that it's good. It's going to be good for the Big 10. I think those teams will really benefit from having another marquee team in their conference, trying to get them a little bit closer to the Pac-10. But I think the SEC might be the real winner, because the SEC is perennially ranked behind the Big 12, and I think this gives them an opportunity to say, hey, we're better than the Big 12, and therefore we deserve 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 teams in the conference tournament. So I think that's what's going to happen. Is I think that the Big Ten's the winner for having Nebraska, and the SEC is the winner for now trumping over the Big 12.
So UCF, in the meantime, is still awaiting the big doubleheader Saturday and Sunday against East Carolina. In the meantime, 7 p.m. start for both matches on Saturday and Sunday. Don't forget, Saturday is VolleyBall III at the venue. Free admission for all to that event. Tell me about this VolleyBall III now tradition that we have here at UCF. You started it. We started with Stanford. Your first year here, that was a lot of fun. Is this something that you, I mean, give me the idea, the sense behind it when it first came out. You said, this is something that we want to do to sort of build up, what we're doing here at UCF.
Right. Well, from the very beginning, I think it was, we want to do something grand every year. Everybody has to pack the house or jam the place or, all that kind of stuff, and really wanted us to have the same kind of thing, and that's when we went out and we got Stanford. Yeah. That was a pretty easy draw for us, and I think we probably brought in 2,000 people, although the fire marshal thought it was 1,600, as far as he knows on the record. And then we did the same thing with USF last year, where we packed the place. And marketing has done a great job through the years of making this an annual event. But we had to do something big. What are we going to call it? Let's call it VolleyBall. Our own little Super Bowl, where we really market the crap out of it, and that's something that we've done over the 3 years. And so hopefully we have another packed house against ECU, and more fans get exposed to the sport.
First time that it's a conference opponent for the volleyball event. So does that place a little bit more extra emphasis on it?
Well, I think it does, and I'd like to see us as we get into the future. If it's not a Stanford, a Texas, a USC, a Washington, somebody like that, where we bring them in preseason, that it is a conference rival type match. It'd be nice if we could select one each year where it could help us get over the top.
Big picture, when you take a look at these two matches against ECU as one set, what's the one thing that you definitely want to see the team accomplish aside from winning them both?
I want to win them both.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, I think it's more important that we win Saturday night. And take that momentum and try to win Sunday night. And I think for us right now, we're still trying to find the offensive consistency. We have to have the ability to score points. Our defense is starting to improve slowly, and I really think that we need to have the ability to score points and diversify our offense. Our middles have to get involved in a variety of ways. We need Angelica to continue to step up, and Fish to be consistent. And I think more than anything else, the thing that I really want is I want to see us handle the easier plays better. Just no mistakes, no errors, handle the easy plays, and then do our best on the tough plays. We do those things, we take care of our side of the net, we take care of the ball, and we really put ourselves in position to win a lot of matches. And that's the thing I'm looking for, just that consistency on our side of the net.
And I know one thing that we all would like to see is a packed house for both of those matches against East Carolina on Saturday and Sunday. Don't forget, 7 p.m. start at the venue both nights. Saturday, VolleyBall III, free admission. Sunday, come on down. It's going to be a party as well inside the venue. For more information, make sure you log on to UCFathletics.com, including a full schedule of all UCF volleyball events. You can also follow the team on Twitter at UCF_volleyball and on Facebook at facebook.com/UCF volleyball. Coach, thanks once again for joining us. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
It's a big weekend. Let's go get them against ECU. So for Coach Todd Dagenais, I'm Jeff Sharon. This has been Holding Court with Coach Dagenais. We will see you at VolleyBall III Saturday night.